traditions like this matter, not just for those of us who hold these positions, but for everyone participating in and watching our democracy. You see, the people, they make their voices heard with their vote. We hold an inauguration to ensure a peaceful transition of power. Those of us lucky enough to serve work, as Barack said, as hard as we can for as long as we can, as long as the people choose to keep us here. And once our time is up, we move on. And all that remains in this hallowed place are our good efforts and these portraits. So for me, this day is not just about what has happened, it's also about what could happen. Because a girl like me, she was never supposed to be up there next to Jacqueline Kennedy and Dolly Madison. She was never supposed to live in this house, and she definitely wasn't supposed to serve as First Lady.
The Obama's official White House portraits were unveiled at the White House today. The last presidential portrait unveiling ceremony took place when President Barack Obama hosted former President George W. Bush and former First Lady Laura Bush for the unveiling of their official White House portraits. On May 24th, 1978, Democratic President Jimmy Carter held the first presidential portrait unveiling when he invited former Republican President Gerald Ford and former First Lady Betty Ford for the unveiling of their official White House portraits in the East Room. The tradition of hosting the most recent former president for a portrait unveiling was, of course, broken during the broken Trump presidency because the most uncouth man ever to occupy the White House refused to invite President Obama back to the White House. Our next guest was in the room today at the White House with President Obama, as he was every day of the Obama presidency, creating his own photographic portraits of President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama. Joining us now is Pete Souza, the official White House photographer for President Barack Obama. He is the author of the upcoming book, The West Wing and Beyond: What I Saw Inside the Presidency, to be published later this month. Pete Souza, welcome back to the program. What was it like to be in that room today? I watched every minute of it. It looked like a happy high school reunion.
It was a family reunion. The White House is a family, and many of us haven't seen each other since January 20th, 2017, on the day that we all went our separate ways. And we were gathered back together today, so it was just a joyous occasion for sure.
And I have to get your reaction to the portrait of President Obama by Robert McCurdy, because it is photorealism. It looks like it's a big blow up of a Pete Souza photograph. And so what was that? What is that one like for you?
I love it. I think it's so different than any of the other presidential portraits that currently hang in the White House. I love it. It reminded me not of a Pete Souza portrait, but of a Richard Avedon portrait with that white background. And I was there after the ceremony when they took the portrait from the East Room and they hung it in the grand foyer. So it was a thrill to see them actually place that on the wall in the grand foyer after the ceremony today.
And you, of course, have taken probably more photographs of Michelle Obama than anyone else ever has. What did you see in her portrait?
I saw Michelle Robinson. I saw Michelle Robinson Obama. I thought her remarks that you just played were so poignant. I was standing just to stage left, and I was near tears when Michelle spoke because I thought she really spoke from the heart. And I think that portrait shows who Michelle Obama is.
Yeah, she really brought both the ceremony and the very concept of White House presidential portraits to a new relevance and a new importance that I had not considered before she spoke about it.
But also reminding us that I think her words were something along the lines of, a biracial kid from Hawaii and the daughter of a black water pump operator and stay-at-home mom are now hanging on the walls of the White House, and what that could mean to kids out there watching today, that it's possible